Welcome to the glittering bones of advertising. I'm Craig McLeod. I've got a full posse of friends here today to evaluate some stuff.
Stuff.
Some ad stuff.
Here's something I bought on the internet today. Yeah, no.
What the hell was that? What did you put in there? Is that like a little eyedropper or a little breath mint or something?
I've got a little bit of a cold coming on, so that's
a little clear eyes. How good is it?
I love that. That little refreshing little moment. But we're not here to talk about my spring allergies. We're here to talk about.
We're not. We're not here to talk about your spring allergies. For me, accents. Are they good or not? Are they good or are they not? Although this ad that we're going to have a look at also has some anime, some amazing 3D, and a whole lot of stuff going on. For a ripping beer, I might say as well. It's a tasty drop, the Asahi. But shall we have a little Captain Cook?
Why settle for the usual taste? In Tokyo, we never do. It takes a city like Tokyo to inspire a beer like Asahi Super Dry, the refreshing taste of modern Japan, beyond expected.
Hats off to the Japanese, I say.
Wow. Oh,
what are they doing?
Hello.
A little bit of fur that's joined us.
Oh, thirsty.
Hi, Furry.
Very nice. Very nice.
Accents, what do we think?
I'm all about them. Yeah, I think that they give, it depends what accents you use, but I think it adds like a premium touch, especially to this one. I feel like it's a little bit more exotic than if it was like an Aussie being like, oh yeah, beer. I don't know. I think it adds class. And I think when it's used properly, it really can elevate a brand. But if it's not used properly, I think it can, be at the peril of the brand as well. But I'm for it.
I think you've hit the nail on the head, CARO. It's like I've never seen a beer ad come off so elevated and classy. And like when you think about all of the elements being like anime and interesting transitions and beer and accents, you sort of think, well, how's that going to come together? But the way they've brought it together is really, really interesting. And I mean, having really attractive lead talent definitely helped their case, I think.
I always like that.
Totally.
Yes. Yeah. Attractive lead talent. I'm going to be the voice of dissent today.
Here we go. Always.
I liked it. I like the accent. I like the beer. I don't think it does justice to the beer and to the heritage of the beer. Like, I think it's Japanese. I think they tried to put too much Japanese stuff in, and I don't think anyone drinking an Asahi gives a damn about anime or I think they're like the Ginza, that all those the lights and like waking up in a gutter in Tokyo is what Asahi's all about. No, it's not. No, but like this.
Do you think it's aimed at a younger? Maybe it's aimed at a younger demographic though, JJ,
yeah,
like people that aren't interested in heritage, and maybe it's the new kind of up and coming, a little bit of a that want to fancy beer.
I think the Japanese are really cutting edge when it comes to design and to food and to drinks, and like there's something really culturally like just on about the Japanese when they're at their best. Like look at the Asahi can itself is just amazing, and I reckon this lets it down. I think the voiceover works. I think the accent works. But I think they've just tried to. Oh, it's all a bit Japanese, but like where's the bit that cuts? Where's the cultural cutting edge that Japan is famous for? I think it misses.
Well, I think you've just spoken about those things that you think make Japan, which is sort of being cutting edge. And I really felt that the ad demonstrated those elements, particularly like there's a huge heritage of, animation and cartooning from the anime world that they brought forward into this. There's that enormous tech component, the 3D, the dive as well. So there was elements there as well. I thought Gabs is right on. I thought the talent was spectacular. But for me, and the reason I actually tabled this ad was the accent. So it wasn't truly Japanese. It wasn't English. It wasn't American. But that's what really piqued my interest with it. So the reason
it's very much expat.
It really interested me as to why they chose that kind of person, because they could have definitely had, you know, that American Japanese, which I think is very sexy, like a female American Japanese accent, or they could have had more of a traditional Japanese accent that I thought was probably where I wanted them to go. So that's where I felt that accent missed the mark for me for a cue when thinking about the beer and being a beer drinker. And I know, JD, you've said you like it as well. I'm a massive rap on this beer, but I was hoping that I would get like either a wise male Japanese accent, which I just think is ripping. Like there's lots of movies like Tom Cruise's movie with the Japanese where there's all these brilliant, rich characters and their voiceovers that I thought would have lended itself and perhaps then paid homage, JD, to that history that you were talking about with the brand. So I felt they missed the mark with the voiceover, even though it's got an accent. I wanted it to be more truly Japanese.
Like,
and I
would like Yakuza, like someone coming.
Yeah, I would have been all in. I would have been like this, because it fills all of my loves. Like there's anime, there's animation, there's 3D. It's really great beer. I thought the part that was actually real life was really, you know, spectacularly shot, and just the lights, everything really sort of brought it to life for me. But I think going on from that, accents, you know, you often think about it, and there's a guy that's got I think it's a Scottish accent, and I think the brand's De Koenig Windows. I hear it on the radio from time. You know, it's Craig here from, and even that, to me, it just stays in my head. Like I've got no need for a window, but it's his accent that attracts me to his brand. Whether his windows are great or not, I don't know. But I feel that those accents can be good. And you're right, Caro, sometimes the Aussie Ocker accent for us in Australia, I think is a bit too much. But I always listen to a US accent as well. That always piques my interest for me. So I was just keen to hear what you guys thought about the cue and the element of memorability that goes with an accent. Does it aid or does it detract?
I think it definitely aids. And I think going on from your point, Pot, about the accent in this ad, I almost feel that if they had have gone like a typical Japanese accent, it may have almost come off. I think it might have cheapened it. Yeah, I think it might have cheapened it and made it feel too much like I don't know, like sometimes when you use an Asian accent, it almost can slide into the taking the piss kind of area as well. So I think they've safeguarded themselves by using like an expat or, you know, some kind of like English background, rather than going like, rather than going full hog haul on it. But I think accents definitely, like they stick, like you say, there's a random dude that sells windows, but you know about him because of the accent. So I think when they're used properly, they can be a massive advantage to a brand in terms of memorability. Memorabilia.
Let's get it. Memorability. You're right.
I think you're right, Cara. It could have come off very culturally inappropriate.
Insensitive. Yeah, I think so.
Too strong or too wrong. But then you look at Frank Walker from National Tiles, and that's not culturally inappropriate because it's within our country.
Frankie Walker.
I think that is the strongest accent cue I can think of off the top of my head.
You know, you've made it when you hear kids in the park or, you know, wherever going, Frank Walker from National Tiles. Like you know you've made it when people are doing that. Like how good is that?
Absolutely brilliant. And how cost effective for them to just be like you could totally see it coming to be where the Frank Walker's like, well, I'll just do it. And everyone's like, oh, should we? Like, I don't think we should get him to do it. Yeah. Like, you know, he's the owner, but he doesn't need to be the ads. And it's brilliant. It's stuck.
Yeah.
But then another great example, Franco Cozzo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All Hendriks. Franco Cozzo. Multiple banana Furuscray. Like that's so good.
Everyone
knows what they're doing.
But would that be okay today? Would people, I think it's like you say, because it's the owner, is it okay? Is it because, you know, this is a voiceover artist, they have to be more careful? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I think with,
I think it is. I think we allow people to take the piss of themselves. Yeah. Not that Franco Cozzo is, but it seems like, okay, well, they've decided to do that. Whereas if it was somebody else trying to be Franco Cozzo's voice, but it wasn't him, then I think it might be a bit,
Appropriate.
you know,
But
there
I
could
wonder
be.
I wonder if you like the reason we like Frank Walker and Franco Cozza and like is that there's an authenticity about that, like you know,
Yeah.
like it what's his name from the garden centre up in the Dandenong somewhere?
Chris and Murray.
Murray plant.
Yeah. Where have they gone? They're gone, aren't they?
They separated, but he's still he has like the tutu garden nursery.
And that's where I think the Asahi thing
How do I know
falls
this?
over is that I think they've tried to be too international. And I think the thing that makes them different is it's a Japanese beer. Like it tastes Japanese. And I think they need to celebrate that. And they seem to have tried to do that in the vision. But I think you're right, Craig. I don't think the voiceover sounds like it's just Japanese enough for racists not to get offended.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, very safe. I think you're right. Very, very safe. But we're talking beverages today, and I'm going to pay kudos to my friend in pink here today because I have always been a solo man, and hence the moustache, the solo man. And there should have been a solo woman, but there's not for whatever reason. Or maybe there is now. I don't know. But when he's like paddling down, like he's going through the dirt on his kayak, and he goes into the water and comes up, and he's like, oh, and he smashes it and rips it and drinks it. Now all of a sudden, what do you mean? Sprite having a crack at solo, Gabs. What have you got to say about that? I'm going to say it up front. What the f- are we talking about?
Yeah, I don't know. It just came up in my news. I haven't seen it on the shelves yet, but for the punters at home, Sprite have released 2 new flavors and completely redone their packaging, and it looks like they're just trying to take on solo. I've got I don't know, maybe that was just my perception of it, but they've released more of like a lemon flavor because the original is lemon, and they've now released a lemon flavor. The liquid looks exactly like solo, and they've changed their packaging to be a clear bottle, whereas Sprite has always been that
green.
So yeah, it literally looks like a bottle of solo with a Sprite label on it. They've also added caffeine, which
What about it? They put a bit of coffee in, a bit of hello.
Yeah.
Interesting. But yeah, I just saw it come up on my feed and I went, what are they doing here? What's the strategy here?
I reckon they're making the most of solo dropping the ball.
Right.
Solo seemed to be under the impression, and solo, in a rare kind of twist of coincidence, is owned by Asahi Breweries. It used to be owned by Cadbury Schweppes when Cadbury Schweppes did Solo Man.
Right.
Light on the thirst so you can slam it down fast.
And
they've let
light on the fizz, not light on the thirst. Light on the fizz.
Light on the fizz. So that's exactly correct. And they've gone from being it's a reward for a hard-earned thirst, but soft drink style,
like a soft drink VB.
Like a soft drink, the VB of soft drinks. They've gone from that to we're just selling lemon squash. I think Solo have dropped the ball, and I think Sprite have come in and gone, well, people seem to like that bloody light on the fizz lemon stuff that they sell in Australia, so we'll make some. And I don't think Solo have invested in the brand enough recently to have any confidence of winning the battle.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right.
I feel like if I was to see Sprite on the shelf, though, I would still just pick Solo. Like, it's kind of ingrained in me that Solo has the wide neck can. You can slam it down quickly. It's like the original. It's the original and the best. And I feel like Sprite and like Fanta are always the cans that are left in the bottom of the esky that no one wants. Like, they're the poor cousins.
Oh, no.
I feel like
Sprite drinker through and through. I love Sprite.
Right.
Really?
I feel like it reminds me.
Why had you pegged for a Diet Coke girl?
No, Sprite all the way. Even at Macca's, I always get Sprite.
Really?
Right.
I don't know.
Sprite syrup style.
If I go into the soft drink aisle, which is very rarely, Fanta. I am a Fanta man.
Fanta.
Oh, who are you people?
That's true.
Anyway,
and
me,
I was amazed when I went to the States to see Fanta's got like 12
It's
different
big over
flavors.
there. It's
Tons of
massive with
flavours.
all of it.
12
Yeah. I
different
feel like,
flavors.
again, we're just isolated down here and they're like, oh, throw them orange.
Yeah.
Like they can just have orange Fanta.
Orange was the original. It's not like throw them orange. Just
Well, I
just
know, but they're
give them
like,
orange.
there's obviously not the interest
Yeah.
that there is in
Raspberry
America, that they
Fanta.
just go crazy for all of this
Soda.
blue Fantas. Like there's
Yeah.
crazy shit going on over there.
How much food coloring can we stick in a can with sugar? That's
Mm.
it's like an ongoing experiment.
Mm.
And we're
Soda
the,
pop.
That's good gear, that stuff. Really good gear. Well, interesting, that's for sure. That
Yeah.
indeed is watch this space and see if we can see that on our supermarket shelves.
Yeah, and maybe stay tuned to our socials because Caro loves a blind taste test. So maybe
I
also
do.
we can get some new Sprite and some Solo and do a blind taste test
it's a
with
great
her.
idea. Oh, and
Yeah.
can we get the original pub squash?
Yeah.
I remember pub squash.
Yeah,
Club
the
squash it was.
Kirks.
Or pub squash or club?
No, it was, I think they called it club squash because you couldn't call it pub squash for the
Pub.
kiddies.
That's
Is that the
right.
Kirks one?
Exactly.
The Kirks
Yeah.
do a good, yeah.
Club
Put
squash.
Kirks in the blind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kirks is at that lower price point.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
but still got lemony freshness to it.
It
And I think we
does.
should just do a quick circle back as well once she's done the taste test to see whether the new caffeine in the Sprite sends her off the charts.
See, that's something that wouldn't interest me though, because I'm such a heavy coffee drinker that the idea of perhaps having a Sprite in the afternoon as like a pick-me-up, I wouldn't want caffeine. Like that would almost deter me. And I wouldn't drink it in the morning for a caffeine hit because I would prefer coffee. So that's
But
probably...
how many soft drinks do you know have caffeine in them?
Coke,
Well,
Red
yeah.
Bull,
Yeah, but there's a lot of them. A lot
Mountain
of them
Dew?
have caffeine.
Mountain Dew.
I think it's also JD a mind over matter thing as well. If someone's telling me it's got caffeine in it,
Yeah.
perhaps there's a different reaction to if I was unaware that there was caffeine.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'll give it a go and then we can see how I sleep.
So what's the caffeine take on it? Just briefly, is it to take on Mountain Dew or is it to take on Red Bull? Is it to take on all these kids drinking energy drinks? Is it like, it's Sprite Plus, I think, isn't it? Sprite Lemon Plus is what it's called. So what's the play there? It's interesting to see where they're trying to or where they're targeting this product.
A couple of thoughts from me. Interesting that you're saying that, Cara, because some of the girls, the younger girls in our office, have been bring in Coke, or they go get a Coke in the afternoon instead of an afternoon coffee. And I've heard Nikki specifically say, oh, I just needed I think it's about the sugar. And she's like, no, I need the
I think it's, yeah, right.
For me, it's like a young, and then my other thought as well is,
Are you saying maybe it's a young thing? Like I'm really
Yeah.
old?
well, I don't have afternoon caffeine either. Or
I'm
maybe
really joking.
maybe it's an alcohol mixer instead of
That's
Red
what I
Bull.
was thinking. Because Red Bull is heavy.
Yeah.
Like if you're drinking a few Jaeger bombs one after another, you don't sleep for a few days. Like
When
the
was the
heart
last time
palpitations
you've
you
drunk
get
a
from
few Jaeger bombs one after another?
Oh, Fred.
Oh, hello. All right.
Oh, no,
Is,
you can do a poo.
there going to be a show? Is there going to be a show?
I hope
Dinner
he
and show.
So hope he does.
doesn't
Ah,
poo.
boo.
What a show.
Oh, he went out.
Still there.
Ah,
Still there.
there we go. It doesn't matter.
Oh, we just got the tail okay by. All right, guess what? It's time for harmonics. Who's on today? Not me.
I've got something prepared.
Oh,
I have got something
Ooh, I had a
prepared.
backup because we hadn't decided. So
'Cause it's
okay. I'm
footy
going to put my
season.
glasses on just in case I need to hear this better.
It's footy season.
It is.
So
it is.
I am going to, there's a couple of things we can do. I'm going to recite some lyrics from some football adjacent songs.
Oh, yes, you are. You might have given me a little heads up to this last week.
Yeah. So it's not about, I was going to do lines from footy club songs like, It's a Grand Old Flag.
Melbourne.
And then,
Flying flag.
yeah, that's right. Yes. And then I thought, no, maybe we do something like, Where is our banner flying high from dawn to dark?
Okay, you've lost all three of us there. That's what do you mean?
Where is the banner flying high from dawn to dark? In a football club song of a team that is
I don't know
in
them.
the 8 at the moment.
Essendon.
Fremantle.
Our banner's flying high from dawn to
Fremantle?
dark. down at Cardinia Park.
Geelong. Already said Cats. Got it.
Yeah.
Go back to
Anyway.
the tape.
Well, we're not going to do that. We're going to do football.
Ah.
Right, you ready?
I finally win one and you don't even bloody put it on the scoreboard.
Right, you ready? Your scoreboard ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
The clock on the silo says 11 degrees.
Richmond. Oh, no,
No,
that's...
it's not a football. It's not a footy
Oh,
song.
no,
It's
that's
a-
Paul
a
Kelly.
song. What's it called?
It's called... Says 11 degrees. I remember.
That's it.
Going leaps and
Every
bounds.
grand final morning, they play that on
That's
Triple
right.
M. High rotation, leaps and bounds.
Leaps
Okay.
and bounds.
I was in the biggest army the world had ever seen.
The Holy Grail
Shit.
by
have
Hunters
it.
and Collectors.
Well, I think U2 was actually, was it? Hunters and Collectors? I thought it was U2. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think it, yeah.
That's it. Holy Grail. Okay. You can do whatever turns you on. Get out and clear your mind.
Up there, Gazali.
You are on fire.
I feel like
Music's
think
my
it's
thing,
this-
mate. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say like it's
Okay, you ready? That's the thing about. That's what I like about. That's the thing about. The thing about.
football. I don't know what the song
That's-
is though.
It's called The Thing About Football, in fact.
Ah, did I get it?
It
The
used
thing
to
about
be-
football.
It used to be the song they used to play on the footy show every Thursday night. That's the thing about, that's what I like about. That's the thing about football.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to play you. I found this piece of gold.
Right, a
Is anyone
nugget.
is anyone a Essendon supporter in the room?
No.
No.
Okay, so this is a song by the Picket Palace, they're called. And for those of you who don't know the lyrics, the song is called Anthony McDonald Tippenwooty.
Oh.
Anthony
Tipper!
McDonald, funny. Anthony McDonald.
That's it.
I know this one.
Can you hear that? This is gold.
What's the question?
No, there's no question. I just wanted to play that.
That's ridiculously good.
Isn't it?
Oh, that's so good. I love it. I had heard that before,
Anthony McDonald
JD.
took a
Brilliant.
footy playing footy.
It's magnificent.
Absolutely
Thank you very
brilliant.
much,
Good one.
Craig McLeod. 3-0.
I think he took it out. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was a royal
probably the
bluff by
first
you,
time in
mate.
the entire 4 years of doing the bones I've won anything. So I'm really happy. Woo, woo, woo. Go me.
Trophies in the mail.
Well, yeah, like the Gruen. Hold on a minute. We've got 2 of those. 1, 2, soon to be 3.
Double
Mate.
up.
Anyway, that is another edition of the Bones of Advertising. Don't go changing. We'll see all of you next week. Toodaloo for now.
Looking forward to it.
Bye.